It's late. I'm talking nonsense.
Very much.
All right, guys, we're all the way to the quarterfinals of tonight's FNM standard event from Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. My name, as always, is Zachary Evans. I'm joined tonight for this round by Yin Sang. And we are watching, on the right, Stream Regular, an American Flash pilot extraordinaire, Jonathan Wright, playing the aforementioned American Flash, though it is more bordering on a control deck at this point. And his opponent is Mike Miller, who doesn't get to play all that often, but when he does, he always plays some kind of homebrew. And tonight it involves a deck that is either Naya Good Stuff, or Naya Grab Bag, or every card in Standard deck. It is a lot of good cards all jammed into one deck. Reckoners, Strangleroot Geist.
Whoa, is that a Geist?
Yeah, Jonathan just
That's a good Geist.
Jonathan just running out the turn 2 Strangleroot Geist, no big deal. Mike's going to shock himself here. And he has 2 Madcap skills in his hand. He has a Rancor and a Madcap skills. He can just try and race.
That would be a pretty good
idea. Or you could Burning Tree into Madcap skills.
And then Rancor.
Or he has Flint Boar in this deck too. Oh my goodness.
Madcap skills, Rancor.
Yeah, they put the Rancor on it.
And swing in for 1, 2,
6.
Yeah.
This is the greatest day of my life.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Like every time I see a card out of his deck, I can't believe that it's in his deck.
And this Geist attack would not be profitable.
No, because he's got a Flint Hoof Boar and another Madcap skills. He's got 2 Flint Hoof Boars. He's going to pile in with the Geist now.
He should block with the Burning Tree.
Yes.
And there's no reason not to.
Need Charm here? Is that what he's going to do?
I mean, either there's a Charm or there's a Rescue Angel.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah, take 4. Charm 1 Burning Tree Emissary seems like the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, just cast that and get free mana again.
Although this
isn't double block.
Yeah, he can't double block now.
And lose both creatures.
Well, here's an interesting thing. He just drew Legion Loyalist, so now it has First Strike and Trample. He's going to play Legion Loyalist and then put Madcap skills on it and then attack.
Yeah.
That's what he should do. He has 2 Flint Hoof Boars, another Madcap skills, and a Legion Loyalist that he just drew. And he has mana to cast the Loyalist and put a Madcap skills on something.
He's tap 1 for the Loyalist, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes. And Jonathan's tapped out. He can do nothing about this. Or you put the Madcap skills on the Burning Tree Shaman, because that's the one. Yeah, because that's the one that's least advantageous for Jonathan to block. You know what I mean? This is so bad. So it's 5 from the Shaman, 6 from the Pilgrim, then 1 from the Loyalist. They all have. So he's just going to block there and take 11. Down to 3. Down to 2. 6 and 5 is 11.
Yeah. So
no, it was 3. You're right. This is the greatest.
Loyalist dies.
Loyalist is dead.
Apparently it's not.
Thunderball? Does he just race him back? 6, 11, 14 exactly. Wow. That's the craziest game of Magic I've ever seen.
That is awesome.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's pretty darn fun.
I'm glad I stayed for this.
Thunder Buddies for life. Well, that's about the best thing you could ever possibly hope to see. And feel free to interact with the chat, as I am going to take a brief...
I do not interact with the chat that much. Like, ever.
I'm going to take a brief... I'm going to take a brief bio break. BRB.
Hey, good luck.
That was like the craziest game I've ever But see, there is a way around all this. I just need to find a point and do what I did to you in the first play. I could have lost. I could have lost to you.
I solved most of Mike's deck while he was sideboarding. And it's basically Naya Blitz, but there's a lot of 3-drops in there, which makes it really weird, and Strangle Root. But it's like a weird version of Naya Blitz.
What is Scissor Me Timbers?
I have no idea what that means. Zero idea.
Alright, so we moved to Game 3 here in this quarterfinal matchup.
Game 2.
Game 2.
What?
You're right.
Yeah.
It's Game 2. Been a long one. I was off work today too. I didn't even go into work. Like this is actually that is I'm actually more prone to be like out of it if I don't go to work because then I'm at home just like
lounging around.
Yeah, and then you just like get exhausted because you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Your mind's like, well, might as well just shut down because you're watching so many Deadliest Catch reruns.
Because you're not using your mind.
So many Deadliest Catch reruns. I'm now up to date though, don't worry.
That's good.
No. There's only like 10 shows on television that I like to watch. So they just TiVo them all and then eventually have a mini marathon of them.
Yes, that's pretty much what I would do.
Mad Men, Deadliest Catch, The Killing on AMC, basically anything on AMC.
AMC is pretty good. I haven't seen anything in a while. I don't have a TV.
You don't have TV?
I didn't want to pay for cable either, so saves me $50 a month.
Is Scissor Me Timbers like a pop culture reference that I'm missing?
I have no idea. And if it is a pop culture reference, I am probably missing it.
I'm amazed at how far behind the stream.
It just put up the Affinity Cards thing,
Yeah.
which is like before you went to take your break.
I'm going to refresh it just so I can... These guys are taking a month of Sundays to sideboard and play Game 2. I'm going to have to cut this all out.
Yeah, well. 3 minutes to shuffle and present your deck. Fix table. Why are we fixing tables?
I got deck checked at the tournament,
Yep.
which was in between, like, while I was sideboarding. So it's just like, there's a very good chance here that I have like a 62 card deck because, you know what I mean? Like, I was in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Then I called the judge twice. Once because I accidentally wrote down the wrong results on the slip, and I knew they were going to have to come over and initial it. And then number 2, I drew 4 cards off a Ponder. Which is also funny because as many times as I've resolved Ponder, and I always count them out, like, I don't just draw them, like, I don't know, it's just very funny that happened.
Well, I guess on the plus side, it's only looking at extra cards.
Yeah, it's just a warning. You didn't draw an extra card, so you just randomize the deck and then
Because if you,
resolve
like,
Ponder.
If you did that with, like, Brainstorm, then you
You
would
would
have
lose.
actually drawn, yeah.
You would lose. Which is fine. That's how
That's how it works, but it still sucks. I guess Mike mulliganed, which is what he should be doing like every single game with that deck.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine it mulligans well. Alright, so Mike on the play here with his Naya Good Stuff deck. Shocks himself and gets in with the Loyal Legionist. I really think Mike is up against it in this one. Jonathan's got Verdicts, he's got Mortars, he's got just...
Yeah, Jonathan has a very good
Spears
matchup against this. Yeah. It's basically like, well, Jonathan's deck is basically the same thing as John when it comes to versus aggro decks.
Yes.
Except
its clock is much faster because it has Geist.
Yeah.
So adds a Pilgrim. The Pilgrim is the card in this deck. Of all the cards I've seen, I love them all. I mean, I don't know how good this deck is, but I love them all. But the Pilgrim is the one that doesn't make any sense to me. Because it doesn't cast most of the cards he wants to. Like Flinthoof Moor doesn't cast, Strangleroot Geist doesn't cast. Madcap skills very well, doesn't cast.
Reckoner.
It casts Reckoner. That might be why he's playing it. Pillar of Flame taking out the Mana Dude. And we see a Lightning Mauler is probably going to come down here as Mike is short on his third land. So the Flinthoof Boar can't come down. And he's going to get in for 3. It's also rough for Mike because Jonathan is also a Sphinx's Revelation deck.
Yeah. Although Jonathan's not casting anything, which we'll see. What the
And Jonathan's hand just looks like so stocked. It's like so stacked against this matchup because he has, I think, 2 Searing Spears. Is that not a? Is it Staticaster? Yeah. So he's going to take out the Lightning Mauler, I imagine.
block? Not like Max.
Yeah, Max did it before blocks and ended up taking 2 damage. So you can Boros Charm here in response, but he's just going to untap and do it again.
Yeah.
This is a portion of the game where I don't know if Mike can come back. Specifically with his hand, 2 Boros Charm. Well, I mean, he could just start trying to burn him out, you know? With 2 Boros Charms in his hand, Jonathan's effectively at 7 life. And you could try and get in there with a Flinthoof next turn and, you know, steal one.
It's possible, but it's difficult.
Jonathan's playing so many Angels. I would just jam all those Boros Charms in his head, though.
Slayer strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
It gives it +2/+0 and Vigilance, which allows him to attack with it and still leave it back for both defense and pinging. And Mike does just send the Boros Charm to his head. He'd be smart to do it again here. No, he's going to be able to get in with the boar here.
Yeah.
That is what he's going to do here. So the boar resolves, you give it haste, and you attack with it, right?
Yep.
Attacking with the Legion Loyalist just because. He's just going to take the 3 from the boar. So while Jonathan has a bunch of cards in his hand and is well ahead in this game state, so to speak, still at a pretty perilous 8 life against the Searing Spear Boros Charm deck.
What game are they on?
This is game 2. Jonathan has won the first game. And he draws
When
a...
you see the 0-1 up there,
Yeah. Well, I sat down. I did not see the 0-1. So.
I mean, it's on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and with unrelenting needles.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I should.
So you can play the you can play the Braintree Emissary here. Still have money. Oh, you do have to pay for it. But the currency is mana in the game of Magic. But you can.
I think Jonathan just backed Mike up to
to combat.
So that no Gore Clan or anything would happen. I don't think Mike is running any Blood Rush, but just in case.
It's the correct play there.
Yeah.
I would think you would, while Jonathan is tapped low, I think you would go ahead and run out your Emissary here and then Boros Charm him.
Yeah.
So at least here you don't... Because I don't think Jonathan's sighting in the gate. And he would have to syncopate for 1, which I think seems very unlikely.
Now there's a Boros Charm.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to stick. Because he's got Geist, Angel... I mean, if he draws another Boros Charm, like... He just steals this one, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I drew a Stomping Ground.
So.
Not nearly as good. Play this Emissary.
Jonathan. Well, if he does, Jonathan just kills it, ping it, and then resto that he has in his hand.
Sure.
So, but
That's fine.
I mean,
but you don't know he has the resto. Yeah. And I mean, you have to. I mean, there's no reason to sandbag it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's like a very marginal like advantage to sandbagging it to have them expect that you have. I don't even know what card you're representing at that point, but
Yeah.
I think you just run them out. Oh, I'm not commenting on your thing. I can't really see why you wouldn't have done it. Because he's already burned through 2 Boros charms, right?
Yeah.
Does Jonathan have a counterspell?
Can't see.
He has a Geist and a Restoration Angel.
Well, he definitely has something, which is why he's not playing any of that.
Well, I think, and also you have to factor in that Jonathan's a good enough player to recognize that if Mike is not willing to cast stuff into him, that he's never going to tap mana. You know what I mean? Because the last thing Jonathan wants to do is like tap low and get burned out. He has a Snapcaster, but he hasn't cast a...
He hasn't cast a counterspell, so...
No. He might not have counterspells in the deck anymore.
Yeah, because sideboard.
He probably only plays a few of them anyway. A couple dissipates.
Yeah.
Some of these decks played, or at one iteration, would play a Syncopate.
Yeah.
And that's why it kind of freaks me. Like, I'm always like confused whether or not Syncopate's going to show up. So we do see Mike chaining Burning Trees into each other. And I do not know what the last card in his hand is.
Really? Nothing.
This is going to be the ultimate blowout. the play you talked about, Joseph. Blink and recast. Or blink, bounce, reping. Pretty brutal.
Yeah, turn and burn in his hand. Snapcaster, guys.
Yeah, I mean, he can attack here for 3. He can snap back a spear.
So basically, Mike is just looking for one of possibly the last 1 or 2 Boros charms in his deck.
Yeah. Or in some circumstances, depending upon what Jonathan decides to do, maybe a like Gore Clan Rampager plus something.
Yeah. Does he play War Leader's Heals?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Same trick on the there's Harrison's Pilgrim. Same trick on the Isn't Staticaster with the Slayer Stronghold. Knocks Mike down to 9, and he should be dead here to an attack plus... No, he doesn't have enough mana for that. Yeah, he does. Attack, Snapcast, Steering Spear. Should be enough. Nope. No, he would survive at 1 if he did that.
Right.
So instead we're just going to suit up the Geist and then get in for a billion. So what was on the top of Mike's deck? Reckoner. Yeah, wasn't meant to be. I'm curious if whether or not Mike has the full complement of Boros Charms in his deck or not. It may be very possible we saw the only 2 that he plays. But they were pretty well played, pretty timely. So we'll go step outside and see what the other... You were in the quarterfinal, right?